We fight against gun violence every single day. Every single day I have to remember the fact that my son was shot 4 times with an AR-15.
News of a school shooting in South Florida. This took place in Parkland, Florida.
I started calling Joaquin, and he did not answer the phone. After 10 hours of not knowing what was going on, they told us that he was one of the 17 victims. He was murdered inside his school. I didn't start this fight. I wouldn't be able to just sit and watch my life continue without reacting to what happened to Joaquin.
We're going to make people vote so we can have a fair game. So we have a ref with common sense that would make the right calls for you guys.
We purchased a school bus a couple of years ago, and we wanted it to turn it into an activism mobilizing tool. And we said, okay, let's do something. Joaquin should be turning 23. What if we do a national tour? We can choose 23 cities, which was very easy, because if you choose cities that have been hit by gun violence, it's almost any city in the United States. It's the hardest day the whole year. It's the day that we're not like demanding and screaming and shouting. It's Joaquin's day. We celebrate his life, his birthdays.
My necklace is being always Joaquin. It's a way to carry him. I have his face on it. So I feel comfortable wearing him on my necklace. I don't like to say that he will be 23. I like to say he's turning 23.
We should be happy that we were with him for 17 years, appreciate his love, honor his legacy, do it the best way that we can. And then tomorrow we'll go back to our regular life, which is not good either. It's a different suffering and a different way of living that we accepted, and we're working on it. Not everybody can say Joaquin. It's easier to call him Guac, so his friends started calling him Guac. He loved it. It's the name of everything we do.
Yeah. So he's Joaquin Guac Oliver.
Why are we celebrating Joaquin's birthday in Highland Park? Well, I'll tell you why. We came to this country looking for a safer future for our kids. That was the plan. That's the plan of any immigrant that is risking its life, swimming in rivers, jumping fences, crossing walls. It's not about them, it's about their kids. It's about the future of their kids. Well, that was the plan. That was exactly the promise. The American dream was based on a better future for your kids and a happy family ever and ever. And it was not like that. Our son was shot. And now we're here in this country. This is the promise that we got.
I enjoy every time that he was saying, okay, I'm going to have a party. Okay, how many? Well, I mean, let's say like 15.
And it's actually 40.
He could come back and say, well, really, I cannot leave these guys left out. The day came, and there was a bunch of kids everywhere, and we had to hide in our room.
And it was crazy, all these kids. And I miss that today, you know? Because I remember I did not enjoy the noise and all the guys running around the house. But today I say, what was I thinking? I wish I had 100 kids that just came from the basketball court in my house playing loud hip hop. I wish I had that. Instead of that, I have a very silent, quiet, lonely existence.
Losing your kid because he was murdered, that's the worst thing that you can ever imagine that can happen to you.
We're going to Louisville, Kentucky.
In a country where everything requires a permit, it's incredible that access to guns is so easy. An universal background check, the ban on assault weapons, what's the argument behind that? Of course, they will tell you, well, it's not the gun, it's the people. That's exactly why we need regulations. We're putting regulations on people, not on guns.
I feel like I've been doing this for 5 years.
My name is Cameron Caskey. Since this movement began, people have asked me, do you think any change is going to come from this? Look around. We are the change.
It's very disappointing and it's very hurtful to see the way that gun violence is still destroying lives. But at the end of the day, I was doing this when I was 17, and there's only so many times you can hear somebody say to you, I lost my child, I got shot, you give me hope, here's my story, before you just dissociate. I was in a school shooting. I've seen so many different people tell me the stories of the terrible pain they've endured. How do you continue on with this? Well, if Manny and Patricia can. And if Manny and Patricia can, who am I to say that I can't?
I looked up like gun violence in Louisville, Kentucky, and they gave me a nice little something. Well,
I'm representing individuals shot by gun violence and not mass shootings.
Hey!
When I was 16, I was shot in a drive-by shooting. Was in the car celebrating my sister's 22nd birthday. And it's been 11 years, but I'm still struggling with a lot of the physical and the psychological side effects of the shooting. I got out there because there was never anything on the news when I got shot that night saying a young girl was shot and almost killed. When people see Manny and Patty and they know where they're coming from, I think they only care about mass shootings. It's easy for me to see that they don't care just about mass shootings. They want to also highlight the isolated incidents, the cities that are often forgotten, the survivors that we don't actually have a chance to know their names and their faces or their states and places.
Can I get you to sign your son's name on the cross?
Absolutely. I don't have anything to lose. I just have things to win and to earn. And that's saving other kids from going through the same tragedy that Joaquin went through.
About 10.5 years ago, I was sheltered away in the cubbies of my first grade classroom as I listened to the sound of my close friends being murdered just outside the walls.
If this was the shooting that should have changed things, which I agree, probably Joaquin will be here. So we haven't understand the lesson. The lesson from Sandy Hook did not teach us in Parkland, and we in Parkland did not teach the guys from Uvalde. And then between those 3,000s. So we must be doing something wrong.
Are we being in other communities that they're being really forgotten? Because it happened long time ago. For example, in Colorado, Aurora, Columbine. And you see the same thing, and you see yourself in them. 21 years later, that's like a picture of your future.
I think that
We carry all these victims. I feel for every one of the victims. We have breakdowns a lot. Some days are just terrible. Some days are better than others. Wow, this is beautiful. There is no 1 minute, there's no 1 minute of my life that I'm not thinking about my son. I'm not a happy person. I'm under constant unhappiness, like really missing someone that I loved so much. Missing the way that he will be now. Not meeting that person.
I don't want to be close to my regular friends because when I am with them, that reminds me that life that I used to have at that moment.
I think that all that pain is the engine of the things that we do.
Here we are. Manuel and Patricia Oliver. We have a message from Joaquin.
So I carry it and I'll deal with it until my last day here. If a couple from Venezuela move here and we are the ones that need to start to make things change, that's fine. That's what we do.